This week, we've got fresh announcements from MAXXSONICS and GENTEC entering into a new partnership for MB Quart. JVC with a brand new 9-inch source unit. LINKSWELL introduces a brand new 2.0 version of the Lite for Silverado. And KNOWLEDGEFEST is here, and we'll see you in Las Vegas with more details. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. And it starts now. Well, here on CMA Live, we love getting the news as it happens. And yes, an important new alliance is being formed with a very popular brand, this time in Canada. We go now to our special guests, both Gord Brown from GENTEC International and Rob Anderson from MB Quart. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Obviously, cat's out of the bag if you guys are all on the screen with me. Welcome, Rob. Welcome, Gord. Let me go to Gord first. Gord, this is a big announcement. I'm not going to steal your thunder. So what are we announcing today here on CMA Live?
Hey, Ben, thanks for having us on the show. Obviously, if Rob and I are sharing the screen, there's a huge announcement as far as MB Quart and GENTEC joining hands and partnering up to bring that great brand into Canada and distribute it coast to coast.
The cat's out of the bag, and we can't be any more excited to be partnering up with GENTEC and bringing our legacy brand, MB Quart, north of the border, the Great White North, so we can finally have some really established distribution up there, plus with a great partner like GENTEC.
Well, first and foremost, guys, congratulations. This is an interesting and very exciting partnership of sorts. Now, I'm going to start with Rob. Obviously, Canada has been a territory that MB Quart has been eyeing for some time. You've had some presence, but in the last 3 years, Rob, you and I have gone through so many videos and interviews and introductions of new product that MB Quart has done just an astounding job expanding into. So what does this partnership mean for MB Quart?
Well, it means a whole bunch, right? We're a legacy brand. We have an amazing R&D and NAE and a obviously rich history of our product line. And obviously, in the last, say, decade, we've really progressed and really honed and defined the ethos of what the brand is and how we go about the industry. And we're trying to get a nice establishing partner here in Canada. And when we heard that GENTEC, and we kind of it was a little bit of a dating phase, right? We had to figure out if we were both right for each other. And man, I think we have an amazing partner here, and I'm really excited to be teaming up with the team there.
Well, and you should be. Now, GENTEC, as you guys know, already established for decades here in the Canadian market. Gord, you guys have been at the helm of two of the strongest brands out there in Sony and Alpine, Japanese brands, heritage brands as well. And obviously with this maneuver, this is going to expand your repertoire and your offering to your Canadian dealers. So why are you so excited? What made this happen for you? And what does this look like for GENTEC moving forward?
Well, first of all, I'm beyond excited. We are thrilled to have a partner like MB Quart join our portfolio of products. And, as you know, we're a pretty curated distributor. We don't dive into a whole lot of brands, but what we do it really well. So this is something that we look for as an expansion opportunity for us to build upon what we already have with our key brands. And so, as we look to build into categories like power sports and marine and RV, getting outside of the dashboard and having even traditional audio where we have, great opportunities with the speaker and amplifier lineup that MB Quart has. It just delivers on all cylinders, and it allows us to build upon our existing distribution that we have with Sony and Alpine that really won't be disrupted.
I really like that. I think you've really rounded out the offering here, so to speak. Your menu has definitely broadened and going to attract a lot more dealers to work with GENTEC. Going back to Rob, for dealers in Canada who might have heard, obviously everybody's heard of MB Quart, but do they know what MB Quart has been up to, the last decade, as you say? So talk to me a little bit about some of the strengths that you feel that you are bringing into the GENTEC portfolio with your MB Quart brand.
Well, obviously, right, we have that historic and rich history in the mobile side of the business, but for the past 10 years, the expansion, 10 plus years, that I think I'm more like 15 now. We've been expanding and really growing our strengths in the UTV power sports and marine and RV market. We're OEM tier 1, tier 2 suppliers for big names like Polaris, CF Moto, Kawasaki, and from the power sports side, from the RV standpoint, we have a bunch of partners like Genesis Trailers, a bunch of stuff in the States, Elkhart. If you know anything about Indiana, that's a RV mecca. And so we have a bunch of partners there as well. But the nice thing with that OEM presence and building up that business on the OEM side, the trickle down that comes down to the aftermarket is really sophisticated product that is really designed to satisfy a specific market for dealers and the consumer demand for amazing sounding audio that is simple and easy to install with great support on the back end, right? With GenTec bringing on the whole line of MB Court, that was something that really attracted with us, right? We've had some partners in the past where they've cherry picked here and there, but we stand strongly and believe in the whole brand from across mobile, marine, RV, and power sports. That when we heard GenTec wanted to come on board, they were very excited about the whole catalog, and so that's something that we truly, truly valued.
Just a layer to that, I look at the current GENTEC catalog. It's amazing, but what you're adding, and we've talked about this, Rob, a couple key products that I'm a huge fan of. You look at your source unit for power sports with integrated Apple Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. You look at your application specific kits, like for Tacoma, almost all generations. You look at all the solutions you have for Jeep. Not Jeep in general, whether it's a roof kit or whatever else it may be. There's a lot there, Gord. So I guess the next thing is, we are, January, end of January, looking ahead these next month, 2 months. What are we talking about as far as rollout, as far as inventory? And of course, let's start talking about what is this going to look like in the GenTec booth at CMA Expo?
Well, absolutely. We've been working on this for a little while. This didn't come out of left field. So we've expanded our presence on the show floor at CMA Expo. We've been planning for this expansion. We've got the space to have vehicles for display. You can hear this product when you get to the expo. We're going to have product in the barn for March. So we'll be hitting the ground running. We've already got things scheduled to make sure our rep team is up to speed with the brands. We've had some early discussions with those guys as well. Rob, Louis, all the guys from MAXXSONICS have all been involved right from day one to make sure that we have great opportunity to have exposure to these products well before we get to the CMA Expo. So, our team's pretty well-oiled machine. What they do every day with Alpine and Sony. Now they're going to bring this product to the floor at the CMA Expo and be a bigger part of what we represent.
So we're going to have some presence in the booth. You mentioned vehicles, so a listening experience. What about training? Will dealers get a chance to learn about the product as well?
Absolutely. As I said, we were prepared. We knew going into this what we were getting into. So we do have time scheduled as well. So you'd be able to jump on there right away and start booking your times to be involved and meet with Rob and myself and the rest of the team at the CMA Expo on the floor and in a training event. We're going to have to we got a lot of road work ahead to really get things planted, but we're rolling up our sleeves, getting that done. But when you look at the quality of what we're bringing on board here with this partner, this isn't something that's brand new. It's a well-established brand. It's already got credibility. It's got OEM capability. So, the build quality is fantastic. Something that we're, obviously concerned about is making sure it's a product that, our dealers can sell confidently. And, that's a big part of our mix, and it always has been. So, as I said, when you curate a real small selection of products that you make available, but you do it, top to bottom, like we've done with Sony and Alpine, we made that commitment to, MAXXSONICS team to make sure that what we're doing with MB Court is, top to bottom support.
I'll tell you, funny thing about that, all three brands are all OE involved. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that
Absolutely.
interesting? Just something to note. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, big news here, guys. MAXXSONICS has partnered up with GENTEC Distribution in Canada to be the official distributor for all things MB Court, effective immediately. Rob, we got to go. We're going to see you at CMA Expo. What message do you have for Canadian dealers now that MB Court has found a partner in distribution in Canada?
Well, I'm excited that we're going to be well established with a trusted partner like GenTech that's going to be able to offer support for the dealers and all the Canadian consumers out there. But I'm very excited to be out partnering with GenTech, but then coming out for CMA Expo. I know that's been a long time coming between you and I, Ben.
Sure
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show. But if there's anything more that you want to learn about the MB Court product that GenTech's going to be covering, definitely head over to mbcourt.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to get updates on everything. That's probably like the best source for everything live and when it comes out for new product launches. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to this partnership and looking forward to a long history with established partner here.
All right. And likewise for you, Gord, where do people need to go? Dealers more specifically, what should be their next maneuver to get more info or get connected?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're a partner already with us, whether it's Alpine, Sony, or both, you know who your rep contacts are, and absolutely, you can get in touch with them right away. At the end of the day, if you need to get information, you can contact us direct at gentech.com, or you can call us at any of the numbers available at any time. We're more than happy to talk and get you set up and moving along with a great brand like MB Court.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door. And then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
All right, now Kenwood has made a lot of moves in the last year, but hey, they don't stop coming up with updated models that serve the interest and the passion that car audio enthusiasts have. However, you got to have the right features. So today on the show, we've got Kelvin De Leon Rivera from the Kenwood team joining us to talk about a brand new radio that's being introduced called the DMX 8710S, which is a 6.9-inch source unit. Kelvin, what can you tell us about this new radio?
Thanks for that amazing intro, Ben. And yes, we'll be talking about the DMX 8710S. Now, it has a ton of new features that I'm really excited to talk to you guys about today.
All right, Kelvin, let's get right into it. This is the new Kenwood DMX 8710S. And like you said, this is a 6.9-inch source unit. Now, you can see we're going to put up some images. This is a really good-looking screen. I mean, it's super clean. Let's talk about some of the main features first. So what kind of features are we talking about that you really want to get out of the way? Actually, I should ask the first question. SiriusXM?
Yes, SiriusXM.
All right, so go ahead. Tell us a little bit more about this new unit.
So to your point, one of the first things that I will point out is that beautiful screen. So it has been upgraded from your traditional capacitive touch panel to an HD resolution screen. But one of the things that this allows us to do in turn is also make it compatible with the CMOS 740 HD. So now it can boast a HD camera for the rear.
Oh, that's a great upgrade, especially for those vehicles that have those cruddy OEM, very blurry, can't see a thing kind of backup cameras. So that's nice. So very nice screen resolution. What about as far as important stuff? Obviously, let's get this part out of the way. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, where does that stand?
No, absolutely. So it does sport wireless and wired CarPlay and Android Auto as well. So I mean, again, very nice inclusion. That's almost a necessity at this point.
All right. So for those that want a nice option, obviously this is a double DIN kind of fitment, right? It has a new screen. It's got Sirius XM. It's got Apple CarPlay, wireless auto. What about for system building? We're talking pre-outs. We're talking everything you need as well.
So you have the reliability that you're used to with Kenwood units. Now the pre-outs, they stand at a very strong 3 volts pre-out, and it does feature our 13 band equalizer for adjustments. Now one of the cool things that I will mention too about this unit is, of course, if you are building a full system, you obviously have sometimes to plug into it to charge your source unit or your phone, right? So one of the things that we did is upgraded the charging on this receiver as well. So it's up from 1 amp to 2.1 amps fast charging as well.
All right, so it seems like it covers all the bases as far as whether you want to use the onboard power or if you want to, build a system. You have that 13-band EQ, which is great. Now, a lot of people these days are also looking for advanced features, and a lot of that has to do with connectivity with one's phone. Now, we know about the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. What other options exist with this unit?
So one of the things that this unit also features is the ability to mirror both Android devices and iPhone as well. Now, full disclosure, this is handled by a third-party app called CarbitLink. Now, what this app does is it interfaces between your cell phone and transmits that signal to the receiver in a way that it can understand those iPhone signals.
All right, all right. Pretty feature-packed. So before I get to the price, which we'll save for the end, I want to clear something up because, we get to talk about Kenwood units all the time here on this program. And I noticed the nomenclature of the name. Now, it says 8710. Are we to assume this is like the evolution of the 8709? I just want some clarity on that.
No, I'm super glad you brought that up because it is a point that we're trying to drive across. Now, while this unit, as you've heard, is feature-packed and awesome, this is not an evolution to the 8709S. They are two completely different platforms.
Okay, very good, very good. Now, having said that, this seems to be a unit that's packed with value, packed with features. So what is the MSRP for this unit right now?
Right now, it's selling for $550.
So $550.
$550, yeah.
That's pretty low price, $550 USD. And what is the availability on this unit? When is it available?
So it is shipping now. You can get it as soon as you want by going on over to kenwood.com to learn more or seeing your local dealer or distributor.
Are you looking to boost your sales team's performance? Is your sales team struggling to find parts quickly? Well, the 12-volt dashboard has you covered. We give you every solution to every car with just one search. From speaker sizes to ANC locations, we are your one-stop shop when you need information on what's going to fit in your customer's vehicle. Just scan the QR code or email us at tkolar@the12voltdashboard to sign up today. The 12-volt dashboard, your salesperson's favorite tool.
So if you've been paying attention, LINKSWELL has been hard at work coming up with alternative solutions for more budget-friendly customers. And on today's episode of CMA Live, we've got our good friend Jonathan Detlefson coming back from LINKSWELL to introduce to us in live, this is installed, wait till you see this, guys, the new Light 2 option when it comes to 19 to 23 Silverado. Yes, a 12-inch option. Now, we all know the jumbo size XL screens are 15, but customers have been wanting a 12-inch option at a very, very aggressive price point. We go now to Jonathan, who's standing by in a Silverado. In fact, of course you are, Jonathan. Of course, thank you for putting in the effort and to set this all up. We love it when you do this. I can only imagine we're going to see exactly what this new unit's going to look like in said vehicle. So let's just refresh everybody's memory here. Not too long ago, you came on and we announced the new introduction of Light 2.0. So what is that, just for the audience tuning in who may not be familiar with the architecture of the lineup?
Yeah, so the idea with the Light 2.0 is, we have a problem with taking features away. We just want to give everybody all the features. So with Light 1, we kind of went a little lower. We closed the App Store and stuff like to kind of guard the processor. Went a little smaller for the guys that really just wanted to do CarPlay and Android Auto. but we just felt like, man, there's got to be a way we can do this. So we made some deals with some different chip companies, and we were able to get a better chip, a chip that's not as good as the XL Gen 6, but a little bit better than the Lite 1, which gave us the opportunity to go back to giving the Google Play Store and letting people do a lot more customizing to the radio. Because when you think of LINKSWELL, I really feel like we have led that customize your radio whole paradigm. Like, you don't want to get stuck with what the factory has. LINKSWELL is the way to go, because we're going to give you all these cool ways to make it custom and add things to it. And the Lite 1 kind of hindered that a little bit. So it's nice to be able to say, hey, we're going to come at you guys. And the Lite 2, like we mentioned in our last video, we're coming in under $1,000 MSRP with everything you need. That's kit, harnesses, CAN bus, camera adapters, all that stuff. So being able to stay under $1,000 and then give them all those features like the Google Play Store. I'm super excited to see what the Lite 2 does in the market once people get to hear about it.
Well, I'm kind of excited to see what you're going to show us, because there's so many things that have to go on that somehow LINKSWELL figures out when it comes to placing a larger screen into a dash like a 1923 Silverado. But just to reiterate, this is part of the new Lite 2 series of source units. These are, in fact, complete radio replacements, like Jonathan, like you mentioned. This will come with the pre-outs. Now, Apple App Store is back at play, which I think a lot of people probably missed, because that's kind of a major cool thing when it comes to LINKSWELL units. But again, you mentioned a processor upgrade. So customer demand, people want that price point, right? They want the application. 1923 Silverado is a highly demanded application. And this time you're coming to us with a 12-inch Lite 2 version. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch that camera around and give us a little. First, let's look at how does this look in the dash. Let's start with that, Jonathan.
Yeah, so 12-inch, like I said, we actually had so many people jump into our trucks and go, man, I just wish it didn't go above the dash. Like, there's just folks that don't like that screen popping up. And so we decided, well, you know what? If enough people ask for it, enough people are going to want it. So we went ahead and we did just that. So we redesigned the bezel, and you can kind of see the fit and finish here. We've got the color match around the air vents. We give you some tactile hard buttons because everybody loves a knob. So we've got volume knob, track knob. We do have all the on-screen climate controls, which is pretty typical for a LINKSWELL radio, but we also have a lot of the quick hard buttons as well, temp up and down, fan up and down, defrost, AC. But you can see, as far as the fitment's concerned, like, we go in there and we wanted this thing to not look as wild as the XL. So you guys have seen the XL and it sticks up, which is honestly, like, we have this conversation a lot, but this is really where the factories are going anyway, with that kind of screen sticking up above the dash. But there are folks that just would prefer something that looks a little less aggressive and a little bit more factory, which I really think we nailed here with this one, with a 12-inch screen, giving you all the beautiful things. You can actually see, I've already have CarPlay on the screen for you, and it just looks like this is the radio that GM probably should have done from the get-go. We actually get more calls for this radio simply because GM decided to put a 7-inch screen in so many of the applications, and we have so many people that just want a bigger screen, and then we have people that don't want to do the whole big screen. And just a note of what would make any of our applications on this specific vehicle different than everything else in the market is we are a complete radio replacement. So that means you're going to get all the extra stuff that you want in an aftermarket radio. You're going to give you RCA pre-outs. We're going to give you all the extra stuff, so you're not going to be stuck into the factory radio. You're not going to have this interface where you're going in and out of aftermarket stuff and into the factory stuff. It's going to function 100% fluid. It's not going to feel like an aftermarket radio put into a car trying to adapt it. It's going to feel very fluid. We can even do a Bose delete, where we have a DSP where we can put in there and do all the Bose. We can retain the cameras, 360s, and all that stuff. So we really do a lot of work, where our radio in this specific application is widely different than any other of the stuff out on the market, because we are a complete radio replacement. But you can see we've got what can I say about CarPlay on a 12-inch screen? I mean, you can't really say much more. Like, who doesn't want a CarPlay on a 12-inch screen? But I can give you a quick run through some of the apps. So here's kind of your standard UI, a couple different medias there. So we've got your apps here. So these apps here are all kind of you can pick which apps you want to put on your fast things. Of course, you got Netflix. Real Truck, for those of you who don't know, Real Truck makes a motorized tonneau cover, and you can actually put the app on our radio and control your tonneau cover from our radio. And again, not many radios out there can pull that off, but then you can actually tap apps, and then you can see all the different apps that you can install on there. You can see SiriusXM, TikTok, so you can do some background stuff, adding widgets like the weather app, like we always want to do. And then you've just got like the pretty basic, simple, what you want in your settings, right? Being able to go through your settings, set your dimmer. Right now I have it on night mode because it just, on a camera, looking at a screen, black just does better. So we're just going to go through that. So we've got all the different options. Super quick, fast, easy when you're setting up as far as your climate controls. So if you've seen any of our videos, they're really simple, super easy to follow through to set your climate controls. It'd be as simple as that once you do the install. So all plug and play. This application will be the one that's going to be the biggest pain in the butt because the radio chassis is one of those detached ones up in the passenger kick panel, so there is some extensions that you have to run. You have to go over to that thing, so it is a tough install as far as that's concerned, but that's 100% because that's the way GM made the truck. But for a price point of retail at $950, you're getting everything you see here. You're getting the color matched bezels, you're getting all the knobs, you're getting all the screen, all the interface, wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, being able to do things like Netflix, control tonneau covers. Like really, I don't know, no matter what brand it is, no matter what version of radio it is, at $950 out the door, I don't know that you're going to find a radio that can touch us when it comes to quality.
Now, Jonathan, I'm going to cut in here. I mean, first of all, thank you for the walkthrough. Congratulations. This thing looks so slick. It really looks factory. I'm not going to lie. Those buttons, like I had to really pay attention when you were breaking down what was aftermarket and what was factory, and it's hard to tell, which is a good thing. And you're absolutely right. You know, we get a chance to talk to all the brands and everything. And I got to say, for this size screen, this type of fit finish, this type of integration included, at $950, it's pretty much unbeatable. I'm pretty confident in saying that as far as everything that you're offering in this package. So just to review, guys, if you're just tuning in and you're like, what am I looking at? This is a 19 to 23 Silverado Dash that's been outfitted with the brand new LINKSWELL Lite 2.0 version, 12-inch screen. Comes with everything you see there. So those guys that understand what this dash looks like, and sorry if you have that 7-inch screen, it's pretty weak. This looks awesome. So mega upgrade. But the fact that you've incorporated those tactile buttons on the left and right, the way that, you know, that Apple CarPlay looks so big and so easy to, you know, navigate and control. I mean, kudos to you, and for the price point, absolutely amazing. All right, Jonathan. So this is hot news for me because this is like LINKSWELL telling the world, A, we're listening to you. We got you. We know what you want. You're delivering it, and at a very aggressive price point. This Lite 2.0 version. So for the series at large, obviously this is going to be one of the first available models. What are we talking about as far as availability is concerned?
Yeah, so with this one, we should have them in production and moving by early March, which means our warehouse late March, maybe early April, we'll have them here in the warehouse ready to ship out to whomever.
Amazing, amazing. Now, here we are, we're end of January. Where can dealers get a chance to touch, feel, push buttons and all that type of stuff? What's coming up for you?
Man, I am so glad you asked. We will be at KFest Vegas here in just about 2 weeks. We'll be debuting this. We'll have this truck there in our booth. You can actually see it, feel it, look at it, you know, point at all the things, see how smooth it works. And we also will have another new product that we're going to be debuting. So you'll want to make sure you come by, check out our second new product. We have another very cool, exciting new product. Maybe you and I can talk about that at KFest. Yep, but we'll be all over our February. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to be traveling a whole lot more than I am at home. We'll be at some local shows here. We'll be at some Overland shows. We'll be all over the place showing off some of this new stuff. So keep an eye on that. Always our YouTube and social media, on our Instagram and all that. We do our best to try and do some teasers here and there. And, of course, the website, right? www.linkswell.com.
It's time now for the 12-volt dashboard fit guide update.
Hi, I'm David with the 12-volt dashboard coming at you with your fit guide update. Today, I want to urge you to come down to Las Vegas and see us at the Knowledge Fest show. We're going to be there in booth 101, right at the front of the entrance. Come by for special prizes, giveaways, and come meet us in person to get a free demo. Look for special poker chips around the show floor that say the 12-volt dashboard and bring them to our booth to win a special prize. Come by and say hey if you're in Vegas. And that's all for today's Fit Guide Update.
Well, believe it or not, that time of year is upon us. We are just a few days away from getting to Las Vegas for the annual Knowledge Fest show that goes down every year. We here at CMA are very excited to be there for several reasons. Of course, there's all the great booths. We get to network with all the vendors, the distributors, the manufacturers, and of course, you guys, the retailers. But also the big headline news, as you know, is the awards that go down on the last day. Now, a little bit of a switch up this year. The dates are February 3 to 5. I know traditionally you're used to a weekend event. They've done a little bit of a change up. It's going to be a 3 to 5 during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, standing by to join us on this special discussion is the man himself, the man behind Knowledge Fest, Mr. Chris Cook, who's joining us to give us a little bit more insight about what we could learn about what's going on. Hey, welcome to the show, Chris.
Hey, Ben, we're really excited about Knowledge Fest this year. We've been here for over 30 years, and man, I can't wait to see everybody. This is going to be an exciting year, a little change up, and it's going to be during the week, but it's going to be the best Knowledge Fest you have ever attended.
All right, Chris, let's get into it. I mean, everybody kind of really gets amped up for this event. It's kind of like the first kickoff event of the year. I know we look forward to it every year. Now, you did do a change up, so let's talk about that a little bit. You know, traditionally, it's always been a weekend. So why the change to the week?
Well, a lot of retailers, I mean, it's back and forth, but a lot of retailers, their business, really amps up on Friday, and Saturdays are a pretty hot day. So we changed it up. And, when you're booking out hotels and things like that, you don't always get a weekend. And I know we've traditionally been a weekend, but, it's the same thing. If you're in business, this is the place to stay in business and grow your business.
All right. So to be clear, February 3 to 5, that's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going down again at the Paris Hotel and Convention Center. Fantastic venue. Rooms, are those still available right now?
Their rooms still available. They're a little bit higher price. I think Horseshoe's still around the same price. You're under 150. Paris is selling for a little more, but there are rooms available.
I'll tell you, even if you're at the Horseshoe, if you haven't been there yet, this is all interconnected, right? The Horseshoe, the Paris, they're right next to each other. It's pretty easy to find your way around. All right, let's get into some of the meat on the potato, shall we say? Some of the stuff that you and your team have kind of put into place for this year. Those watching this, you guys are retailers, you guys are industry members. Let's go through some of the top 3 reasons. If you haven't already signed up, if you haven't already made plans, let's go through some of the top 3 reasons why dealers need to be at Knowledge Fest. Why don't I pass that over to you, Chris?
Hey, Ben, I appreciate you asking, but the first thing you got to think about is, what are you going for? When you go to Knowledge Fest, you're getting a direct, measurable impact on your profitability. And when I say that, I'm saying you're going to come learn how to get higher close rates, stronger margins, better labor efficiency, and a tighter operation overall. Number 2, skill development. And this is just across your entire team, whether you're owner, managers, sales or marketing or installer. I say installer, that's kind of split. That person has about 8 jobs, but technician and fabricator is really what we do, jack of all trades. But skill development across your entire team to elevate leadership, sales performance, and your technical execution across the organization. And number 3, and probably the most important, is a strategic advantage through industry insight and relationships. And I'm going to emphasize relationships, because this is the place you're going to go. You're going to meet people you've never met, or you're going to hang out with people that you know, but you're going to share ideas after hours on the show floor, and you're going to learn where the industry is headed. You're going to find new products and solutions. And these direct relationships that you have with your manufacturers and peers, these are the insights that make you have smarter decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and honestly, be the top in your market. I know your competition's already registered, so make sure you are too.
I'm going to circle back to the title of this story here. And the story here is Knowledge Fest is where the industry goes to learn. So let's zone in on this a little bit. I've had the chance to meet your entire team. I met, literally an entire grouping, A team, elite, however you want to call it, of different trainers that you have. So let's break this down. I want people who have been to Knowledge Fest. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you've never been. So let's break this down. So, and I want to give my kind of insight into it. I'm not part of the organization, but I've had the opportunity to kind of peek behind the veil.
You've got a good view of what we do.
Exactly. So I want to share that with you folks at home. When you're signing up to Knowledge Fest, the moment you show up in Las Vegas, you're going to have to get signed up. You're going to have to get your badge. I mean, that's a whole thing. Super easy to do. You get to the registration desk, you get your badge. But here's what's important. The whole thing kicks off with you putting on a keynote. This is an important thing to go to, guys. For me, the keynote sets the tone for the entire event. Chris, you do a great job with it. This is not to toot your horn, but you lay out for everybody who attends that keynote what's going on, where you need to be, and what you can't miss. Right?
I want to make sure they're having their best event.
Yeah, absolutely. So the keynote, do not miss that. Yes, it's early, but guess what? You're here on business, guys. Wake up, get your coffee, get to the keynote. Now, here's where it breaks out. You got to kind of look at the show in 3 different ways, in my opinion. You've got your skills-based training, nothing to do with brands, nothing to do with necessary products, but people that you have, procured that are delivering important skill sets, whether that be sales, marketing, social media, all those things. You want to speak to that real quick about the team that you've assembled?
Well, Ben, as I mentioned, the 3 tracks, owner, manager, sales, marketing, tech, fab. There's over 45 hours of education. A lot of it hands-on. There's going to be a lot of demos. We have the listening class where they're teaching you really how to listen to the music. We've got a couple of very high-end Klipsch reference speakers and reference amplifier. And I've got a couple of the industry veterans. You can go to the industry, you can go to the website and find out who they are. But the industry veterans that are going to show you what to listen for and where it should be in the vehicle. I mean, that's something we've never done before. We've got a live build on the show floor. I know that Electromedia is doing a bike build on the show floor. There are others that are doing things similar on our show floor. We're also going to have fabrication on Saturday where we're going to do an actual build, and we're going to take you through how to build the best door panel in front of live.
Very, very cool.
Live. It'll all be cameraed up. You'll come away really understanding how to take it from A to Z. And this is a Saturday morning. From 8 to 12, you're going to leave there knowing exactly how to make a door panel really sing the notes that you're trying to get to the.
Listen, cool factor of what you're talking about here, A1, right? But let's not discount. You mentioned it's a team event, right? So maybe your fabricators could take advantage of these cool demos and insight. But don't forget the sales side and the social media, the marketing, all that business management stuff you got going on.
Hey, let me give you a little insight. So Traffic Jams Motorsports in Georgia, retailer of the year, standing right now, is bringing their entire team. They're bringing their management or their leadership team, and at 11:15 on day 1, we're going to break down what they do, why they do it, and what makes them successful.
Of another
dealer. How you can learn directly from them, ask them questions, and learn and find out where they were. And they'll tell the story in 2018 when they attended their first Knowledge Fest and were really like, you know what, guys, we need to get serious about this.
Need to level
and they
up.
went from average shop to almost 25 employees, and I don't even want to talk about
last year they showed up spot on, professional, all matching shirts. I think they have different shirts for different days, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. Apparently they're bringing me a shirt because I'm moderating the panel, so I got to look good. And there's going to be some great gifts and giveaways during that one. So you definitely want. If you're an owner and a manager, you don't want to miss it. If you're in leadership at all in your business, you don't want to miss this one because they're going to pull back the sheets and tell you the magic sauce that makes it happen.
I love peer-to-peer learning, and I think this is the epitome of what peer-to-peer learning is all about. So real quick, those opportunities exist. Then the way I break it down, then you have manufacturer trainings. I mean, all the major brands are going to be there. You want to know what the latest products are. A lot of them are doing unveilings of new product. I mean, that's kind of the place where you want to learn about them. And beyond that, then there's the show floor. They got the demo vehicle. Like, my favorite thing to do, I shouldn't be saying this. I do work, I promise. But when I get a chance, I love sitting in the demo vehicles and listening to them, understanding and getting kind of the play-by-play from the manufacturer of why certain things sound the way they do and why they made the decisions they did. For me, that's invaluable to understand where you can take, systems these days. Now, I'm going to kind of wrap this up for everybody. Guys, Knowledge Fest going down February 3 to 5, Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. Chris, this is obviously a knockout show. Everybody's going to be there. Final message, where do people need to go? What do they need to do? And what message do you have for anybody who, for whatever reason, might not be signed up yet?
I'm going to leave you for one. After 30 years, this is the proven standard for professionals in our industry. It's the event that powers the industry. You can discover more than 90,000 square feet of exhibitions. You can learn with over 140 hours of top-tier education and vendor training, and you can connect with like-minded industry professionals to get the best insights. This is a don't miss event. And when you finish that all up, we're going to celebrate together with food like you've never eaten it, and you've been to it, the Mobile Electronics Industry Awards, where my friend Ben will be doing the announcing with me. So I appreciate that. He's probably the only one that knows who's going to win before it pops up. But those awards, he takes Venmo and Cash App.
Yeah. All right. So listen,
Mobile
that's
Electronics
it, guys.
Industry Awards are going to be Thursday evening. Everybody's invited. Please register for it so we know we got a plate for you.
Last and most important, where do people need to go to sign up and get information?
You register for this at knowledgefest.com, and you can just click on the register button, peruse around. All the education is on there, all the manufacturer training, every event. You can find out everything you need to know at knowledgefest.com.
Chris, thanks so much for coming today, and we'll see you guys in Las Vegas.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. You know, that's what we do. We sell music. They provide content that's fabulous.
And that's a wrap on this week's edition of CMA Live All Access, presented by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. Make sure to check out all our videos found at cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.